What's up, my dudes? Jilly Rose here, and welcome back to another story time! This is going to be a last-minute video because as of the time this is going up, I'm going to be away from my computer. I'm going to Disney in Florida for New Year's, and I wanted to prepare one last video before I hit the plane and talk about something that I've struggled with. Sleep. Sleep has always been a problem for me, and I have, four known sleep conditions: narcolepsy, insomnia, hypersomnia, and sleep paralysis. Yeah, 4 sleep conditions. And it only got worse during senior year of high school. I would take what my friends and boyfriend call early sleep, because I would go home at around 3:30. That's when I got off school at 3 and then got home at 3:30 by bus. And sometimes, actually, at least twice a week, I would go home, change into comfy clothes, and quite literally pass out in my bed. Because I was just so exhausted throughout the entire day, and there would be some days where I would actually sleep through everything. I would sleep through the bus ride to school, I would sleep through breakfast, I would sleep through all my classes. Surprisingly, my school is very chill about sleep. And sleep on the bus ride home, go home, change into comfy clothes, and take an early sleep. And it's not a nap. It's not like, oh, I'm only napping for like 2 hours. No, I full on slept for 8 hours. I would fall asleep by 4, wake up at midnight. And since school ended for me, I think I definitely haven't gotten better with sleep, because next thing I want to talk about is hypersomnia. Last August, I acquired a hypersomnia diagnosis, which, put simply, is excessive sleep. Actually, before this recording, I just woke up from a nap. It was a 4-hour nap. I went to sleep at 3 and then woke up at 7. Yeah, I can math. And I haven't had sleep paralysis in a really long time, but I still remember very vividly when it started. In 10th grade, I had gym for first period, and because I was always so exhausted, if you didn't do an activity, you had to walk around the gym in a different room, not like where everyone else is playing and you might get basketballs in the face, but in another room we would just walk around until the end of the period, and my legs were so tired, as was I, and sometimes I would actually sit on the bleachers and just black out for 2 seconds and then go back so I wouldn't get yelled at. The next period, it was mass communications, but I never did anything in that class because I was always so exhausted. That, or I was just drawing. When I first had sleep paralysis, it was weird because it happened during class, during homeroom, and when the paralysis started, what it was for me was I would fall asleep, black out, feel like I couldn't breathe, couldn't breathe. And whenever I tried to wake myself up, my legs would be in so much pain that I just had to get through an episode. And I was paranoid that my friends would notice something, because I sat next to my friend Destiny, and I couldn't say anything because I didn't want her to freak out, because I've been known to sleep talk. But I didn't want her to freak out because I was having sleep paralysis. During sophomore year, when COVID broke out, this was at the time we were at a different house, and my 10th grade science teacher was my neighbor. When COVID started to break out, I was just outside walking my dog, and my teacher saw me in my yard, and he pulled out of his driveway, pulled up to me and said, "Hey, because of what's going on in the world, we might not be back at school after spring break." And he was right. We did not have school after spring break, but we still have to do schoolwork. So my teacher would send me, print me out stuff and give it to me by hand to fill out. And then junior year rolls around, and that's when it all got really bad with sleep paralysis, because since quarantine started, I was so used to waking up past noon that when I woke up at 8 a.m. for my classes, I would be so out of it, I would not be able to concentrate at all. So much so that when I actually went back to school, I had to be put in a recovery class. But that's besides the point. We're talking about sleep paralysis here. It was at its worst during virtual days, because I would get a 2-hour break between math class and English class, and I would just go to bed and almost every time have sleep paralysis, and it hurt physically, it hurt so much because I wouldn't be able to wake myself up. I tried to shake my leg, but all I would feel was a strain in my leg. And all I would do was like whisper scream. That's what I did during sleep paralysis. I would whisper scream. All you would hear was and I couldn't breathe again. And I just wouldn't be able to wake myself up. And when I did, I would be gasping for air because during the paralysis, I felt like I just could not breathe. And this was around the time when I started avidly drinking this stuff. And I would go to the kitchen and chug a Dr. Pepper so I wouldn't go back to sleep, so the caffeine would be running in my system. But it's been a while since my last sleep paralysis episode. But I found myself sleeping a lot throughout the day. At one point, I took 6 naps back to back. Like, 1 nap per day. I almost slept for a week straight. Not through the week. For a week. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, I don't know. I would be exhausted throughout the whole day, which my mom confirmed that I have narcolepsy, which is constant exhaustion. And then I have insomnia, which you all know what that means. I can't sleep at night, which is why I need to take medication to help me sleep. Melatonin and anti-anxiety are the 2 keys that make me sleepy. And if I don't take them and I go to sleep without them, I'll wake up in the middle of the night, probably play on my 3DS or something, play Animal Crossing, because I'm an avid Animal Crossing player. I would play that and then go back to sleep. A few hours later, I'd wake up, have a not good breakfast. Usually I have chips for breakfast these days. And do something or other. I don't know what I would do. Probably play video games or draw, work on a graphic novel. And I would go to bed, or take a nap is what I'm trying to say. Take another nap. And most likely wake up past 8 p.m. This was just one of the lucky days where I didn't wake up at 8. But I woke up at 7, so that's not really any better. But, yeah, sleep. It's really messed up for me. And this just turned into an event that I just needed to get out there. Plus, I needed to record one more video before I leave. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my rambling about sleep. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you weenies next time.